A little over a year ago, we received a tremendous opportunity. We were offered the chance to take over the family farm in the beautiful rolling hills of Pennsylvania. Of course, we decided to say yes, but there was a problem. You see, our house sold really quickly, quicker than we thought, and during the time period that Kay's family was building a new home for them to live in, there was no place for us. What would we do? We decided to finish a space, put a living space in the upstairs room of a pole barn. How much did that cost and what was involved? We talked about this in an upcoming episode of the Homesteady Podcast. So the existing building had electric and it was insulated and it had its shell. We had to do everything else so we could move into this space. We needed the inside of the space finish. That was flooring, painting, electrical, plumbing, putting in a kitchen, putting in a bathroom.
Ooh, it's like making me anxious thinking
Just
about
thinking
it.
about it.
It's so much work.
All in all, that meant we needed a builder or to do some of the building ourselves. We did both.
Right, because we weren't here yet. We were still packing up everything in Connecticut, trying to get out of there and having someone work down here to get this space ready for us so we could move in when we finally moved out of Connecticut.
We even had to come up with the design for it. We designed the layout. We designed a couple different layouts. Once we picked the layout, we had to get the supplies and everything.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's go. Let's go see the space.
This is where you're going to be walking every day, Burge.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Thighs will be burning.
Oh man, a lot of stairs. Oh man, this thing's huge.
Yeah.
This is huge.
No.
It feels so much bigger than what it looked.
It is on an 8 by 11 and a half. Yeah. It's always that way.
Oh yeah, nice.
This is all your living and
nice.
kitchen on one circuit.
That's AC all ready to go, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and they're too beautiful.
We took advantage of some of your family's supplies for building, right?
Did we?
Put in the kitchen from your grandma's house.
Oh, right. So that was nice. So when we talk about the final cost of this, there were things that we didn't add into the final cost because we got them at no cost, like the cabinetry or like your dad coming down and helping for that week.
Yeah.
That was valuable. Also, you being able to do the septic installation.
Yep, we did. I did all the work to attach the place to the septic, and so between our own personal labor and then spending money on a builder while we weren't there, buying everything, finish everything, we wound up
Electricians.
taking this pole barn and putting in a usable living space upstairs.
Comfortable. In the end, that project ended up costing around $30,000 to put in the apartment above the pole barn. Brownie
Hidden
bite.
brownies.
Brownie bite.
The materials to convert that space was probably around $10,000 to $12,000, and then probably about $18,000, $20,000 was on contractors to do the electrical work, do the plumbing work, do the carpentry that we couldn't do ourselves. We did spend a week working here, but you can only do so much in a week, and we still had a farm back home to run. And so, yeah.
Does it sound like we're making up a ton of excuses for why we
Spent so much money.
I mean,
No,
it a lot of
it is what
money?
we did,
Is
and
it
we
a
have
lot?
of lasting value.
Nice.
If you think about, we were there from June till April, so that's 10 months. $3,000 a month
That's a lot for rent.
for rent.
Yeah.
We probably could have found a place around here for $1,000 a month. You think cheaper?
400.
400.
Rent's pretty cheap around here.
Really? 400?
Yeah.
Do you think?
For a house, yeah.
Okay. So we probably could have rented a place for the whole time for about $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah.
We didn't have to spend $30,000, but we're not going anywhere. Now we have a guest space and we have a studio space, even though we're currently not using it
Right.
because we haven't now.
Well, no, we've used it for guest space already.
We have used it for guest space, but we haven't used it. We're not using it right now for studio space because we have to set it up. Looking back, it was a lot of money spent on this place, but now we have this space that we can use multiple functions for as long as we live here. So all in all, it was an investment in our homestead, not a cool yurt to spend 9 months getting tired of living in.
The funny thing was, we thought of other ideas. My parents and Austin and I, we all were kind of brainstorming different things we could do. Could we put an apartment in the basement of this house? Could they get some sort of mobile home, like a trailer, and park it at another piece of the property? But cost-wise, the apartment above the pole barn ended up being the most economical thing to do on this property. So with us being here, moving onto this property, so we had the barn for the animals, it was the apartment above the pole barn that won.
And so that's what we did. This was a snippet of an upcoming episode of the Home Study Podcast. Subscribe on iTunes if you have an iPhone, on Stitcher or Google Play if you have an Android, or wait to watch it right here on YouTube when the video comes out. You can click right here to subscribe to our podcast.